when you look at yourself at the end of this, compared to how we started, the idea is to build you. That's that build part. So, and part of it is, we, the city, want to be with you in that journey. We want to grow with you, eventually maybe hire you or have you be a part of this, whether it's not a paid gig or it's an administrative gig, it might be over there. You're on city council, you're on a task force. Every single person that's been here, fire, police, and mayor have all extended their hand to you and said, join us in being a part of this, because if the city is run by us, that's not a good thing. The city has to be run by you. Has to be run by 13th and Market, 15th and Dairy, 17th and Nadane, like that, who really has to, we're putting the power in your hands. So that being said, we've had the fire department, the police department, the mayor, the senior advisor to the mayor, and the one word, I use the U word, the unsung heroes of Harrisburg City that's keeping us, not only, like other people are keeping us safe from fire and from knuckleheads, from the administration helping us out. These two gentlemen that I'm gonna bring up, we have Mr. Aaron Johnson, who's the Director of Public Works, and the Deputy Director of Public Works is Mr. Dave West. I'd like to bring them up. These are the guys. These are the magicians that when you wake up and all of a sudden that pothole was fixed, that street light was fixed, that garbage was picked up, that stuff doesn't happen by itself.
They do street cleaning
They
too?
do street cleaning, they're doing, yeah. So what's happening is, instead of me saying they don't do it on their own, because they do it on their own and with their staff, they also have to do it from an administrative level, and they have their people out there doing it for us, and it doesn't happen by itself. And these are the gentlemen that don't sit behind a desk. They are dressed and ready. If there's snow and it's out of your way, it's because of them. If there was trash on the side and all that dirt and that muck with those leaves, we got rid of it, it's them. If our vehicles were fixed, because we can't be chasing people in a cop car if it's not fixed, it's their department. Our trash every single day, our parties and our events and our parades and our all that stuff that's going on, our Capona, our downtown stuff, our uptown stuff, it's them, them, them. That being said, huge round of applause. These men make it happen. This is the youth build, and that's the future of making it happen. Go ahead, guys.
First of all, I want to welcome everybody coming here today. Boy, I tell you, I'm sitting up here listening to that introduction, kind of like wow. We talking about me and Dave. Me and Dave were two regular guys. Tell you a little bit about myself. I'm born and raised in Harrisburg. Went in the service, came back from the service, came back home, started working for the city of Harrisburg. And run a baseball program, run Mo South out there, out the South. I've been doing that for the last 22 years. But seeing y'all sit in the very same seat, not in this seat here, right, but where you at in your life. Never thought I'd be where I'm at. Never thought I'd be where I'm at. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Never forget that. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it, because you can. Dave was just saying something about him in school. I was one of those guys too in school. Teen parent at 14 years old. Wow. So I had to make some decisions real quick. So me being 14, I had to start thinking about, am I gonna be like my dad? You know, not take care of his responsibility at that particular time, or am I gonna take care of my responsibility? But I'm 14, so again, I had to wait till I was 17 to go into service. But I was struggling in school, you know, because I was working at the Harris Motor, and I was across the river. I had to go over there and work so I can kind of like take care of my daughter. So, but I was working 11 to 7. You know, I got off work, I'm supposed to be going to school, so I was tired. So when I got to school, I was acting out when I got to school because I was tired, you know. So just like Dave said, he got suspended all those times, but at that particular time, I went to the first alternative school that they had here in the city of Harrisburg. At that particular time, it was called the Independent Academy. It was actually the YMCA up on 6th Street. So, you know, I understand about being in situations where, you know, sometimes people look down at you or whatever, don't think that you're going to actually be successful, but that's not true. I can honestly say back then it was a little different than now. We had school district teachers, so the teachers that we had, we did the same work, like when we got kicked out of school, right, and you had school district teachers, so you got the same curriculum that they had up at the main school, whether it was William Penn or John Harris. So we was right on task. It's just when they gave you our work, we did the same thing. We had blackboard work and all that. So when you was able to go back in school, you wasn't inferior to what they was giving you. When you come out of placement and things like that, they don't do the same work in placement that they do up at them high schools. So when you get out of placement and they put you back in there, you act out for the simple reason you're inferior to that blackboard. You don't want to look like an idiot in front of your classmates because you don't know what they're talking about. Well, you wouldn't know what they're talking about because when you're in placement or something like that, you're not getting the same kind of work. So the one thing I can say about the school district then, they prepared us when we was going back into the mainstream. But I do want to lead with this for sure. You know, you definitely got to get your education. I mean, like, again, you know, we older now, so we understand the importance of education. But when you're in school and all that, you don't take it that serious. But it's very important because, number one, no employer is going to hire you if you don't have that GED or that high school diploma. You got to have one or the other, okay? Even with the city of Harrisburg, you have to have a GED, a high school diploma. Then you have to have, at a minimum, a driver's license. You have to have that, you know, for you to be able to get, you know, employment with the city of Harrisburg, you know. The other thing, some of the support group, you know, with this program here, and you have a support system, you know what I mean? You need to, you know, utilize that as much as possible because, again, you know, you never know, you know, you never know when you need that person. You know, I know you might come in here to school sometimes, you know, and you ain't having that good day and act out or whatever the case may be, and then they trying to talk to you, trying to reel you back in and stuff like that. And the only reason why they do that is because they care. I mean, it's more than a paycheck when you're in these type of programs. It really is. I mean, you know, you can say Job Corps. All them programs have their purpose. I mean, like I know a lot of successful people come out of these type of programs, and like I said, I'm one. I mean, you're looking at one. You know what I mean? I couldn't have done it, you know, first and foremost without my family. But I'm talking about the people outside of your family. You know, I had that support group. You know, like I said, I was a teen parent. You know, I had to make some decisions, chose to go into service, went in there, did well for myself, come out of there, you know, and like I said, here I am. With me and Dave actually worked on the trash truck, worked on the recycling truck, and now you're looking at two individuals who's in charge of the largest department of the city of Harrisburg. You know, now we're in charge of the department. You know, that's a blessing, truly. It's not because of me and him. I mean, truly, you know, we've been blessed and be put in this situation, and we don't take it lightly. We, you know, honored. Like I said, I'm born and raised here, so I love this city because, again, this is my hometown. So, you know, when you see, like I said, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. I would have never thought this would happen, you know. Again, I just challenge y'all. Take one day at a time. Like I say, every day ain't a good day, but you gotta work through it. You know, everybody has a little bit of adversity. We go through it every day, you know. Go through it every day. But you gotta find ways to work through it, you know what I mean? You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith, you know. And you gotta avoid these pitfalls. 'Cause, you know, the days y'all had a lot more pitfalls than we had, you know. Y'all peer pressure is totally different than our peer pressure was, you know what I mean? You know, I hung around with guys that drank, smoked, and all that. I didn't do that. I played a lot of athletics, you know, but they never pressured me to do that either, you know what I mean? I was pretty much the designated driver, you know, but y'all a little bit different. Y'all don't do certain things, you weak, and you ain't gonna be able, you know, that kind of, so y'all have to kind of like prove yourself, but you don't have to prove anything to anyone, you know? It's about you. What do you really want to be at the end of the day? I mean, for real. You either want to be successful, you know, make things easy for yourself, or you're gonna make things hard for yourself. And that's what, I mean, it's up to you. You can control that. You really can control that. You know what I'm saying? We had challenges every day, like I said. You know what I mean? And you gotta pick and choose your friends. You have to. You have to pick and choose your friends. Right. Because if you hang around with a bunch of guys who don't want anything, or a bunch of young ladies who don't want anything, it's gonna bring you down. Eventually, you're gonna get into the same thing they into. Guilty by association. You know what I mean? I grew up with some guys, like I said, I'm born and raised here. I still holler at them and associate with them, but if they ain't some nonsense that I'm not into, they know I'm not gonna be a part of that. You know, love them, do anything I possibly can do for them, but I'm not doing what is something illegal or some things like that. I'm not doing that. And for y'all, like I said, it's hard for y'all to make them tough decisions, but But you gotta make them decisions, because you'll find yourself being in somewhere where you don't want to be, you know? And again, with us coming up, when you fought with your hands. Now, everybody got a gun now. I mean, it's just like the norm, you know what I mean? So you gotta be careful of all that stuff. Y'all have a lot of things that y'all got your back up against, you know? And it's not easy out here. It's not easy out here, you know, but again, you have agencies, and if you fall on hard times, and that's why I say, that's why you have to get that GED or the high school diploma. And I tell all young people that you do have options. You can always go in the armed forces. You know, a lot of people always say about the armed forces, oh, I don't want to go to combat and all that. It all depends what type of job you have. Everybody don't go to war. You know, that's a myth. Everybody don't go to war. But what I can tell you about the armed forces, what it'll do for you is, number one, teach you discipline. Everybody sitting right in this facility needs discipline in their life. You don't have discipline, you ain't going too far. So that discipline, that's one thing it's going to give you. It's going to give you a roof over your head. You're going to get 3 meals a day, and it's going to give you that stability that you need. And from that stability, you're going to be around older folks that's going to mold you into that person or that young lady that you want to be. And I can guarantee you that's what the armed forces will do for you. You know, then you can figure it out from there. You can either stay and retire, get a check for the rest of your life, you know, have health benefits for the rest of your life, or you can get out, use your GI Bill, okay, get a VA loan as far as you getting a house and all that. So it has a lot of things that it can do for you. But when I talk to young people, sometimes, you know, you always think about combat. You know, I don't feel like fighting. Well, if you think about it, we at war now, right here. Dealing with the streets, it's crazy. So it's no different. It's no different. You still gotta survive out here, you know. But I'm just telling you, you do have options sometimes. A lot of times, young people don't want to take the options that's if it's not your comfort zone, you're afraid to go. I don't want to do that because I'm not used to that. But I'm telling you, you know, it's about growing up. It's about growing up. It's no different. And, you know, some of your young people never been outside of Harrisburg or whatever, you know. But it's about traveling. You know, you get an opportunity to go somewhere else, meet other people, might meet your nice wife, nice husband. You know, it's all kind. I'm telling you, it's an adventure out there. It really is. And I like to just throw that out there, because if you don't know what you want to do in life, that is an option that can expand your horizon to, great places. That's all I can tell you. You know, it really, truly can. You know, so I want you to, you know, keep an open mind with that one. But again, you got to have that GED, you got to have the high school diploma before you can even, you know, take that ASVAB test, you know. So just want to, you know, throw that out there to you. But, you know, this type of setting and stuff, like I said, see y'all sitting there, you know, with some of y'all sitting there, somebody out of this group gonna be successful. I'm telling you, it is, because one thing about us, when you tired of being sick and tired, you'll do something about it.
Right. That's true.
You know, no matter, I mean, people can talk to us all day long. We hear them, it goes in one ear and out the other. We all know right from wrong. It's based on, you know, if you're tired of being sick and tired of being in your condition. And that's the truth. I mean, I can't put it no other better way. When you're tired of being in that situation that you in, at that particular time, you'll do something about it. Because one thing about it is nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You know, whatever you put into it, that's what you better expect to get out of it. You know, only one that can change your conditions is you. Is you, you know. So I done ran my mouth enough. I'm gonna let Mr. West say a few words, but I'm just glad that, you know, that y'all in this program, you know, and like I said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Just remember that no matter what somebody tell you, whatever, you know what I mean, you can be successful. It all depends what you consider success. You know what I mean? Success for me is, my kids is okay, I can go visit them every once in a while, I go on a vacation, you know, here and there, you know. I can take care of myself. I'm all right. I live right out the South. I don't live in no mansion or nothing, you know what I mean? But I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends what you think successful is, you know, being successful. You know, so again, it ain't all the way about, you know, fame and riches and all that good stuff. For me, is see my kids do well, me be able to, you know, be there for them if they need me, and, you know, take a trip here and there, like I said. And I'm okay with it, because, you know, that day when it comes, God comes down and get me, you know, you ain't taking none of this with you anyway. Mm-hmm. You know, you ain't taking none of it with you. So again, while you're here, you know, you want to make it be as successful as possible, you know, leave your legacy, you know, if you have a few kids or whatever, and you know, be proud that you leave your kids with something, you know, and you do well for yourself. So, go ahead, Mr. West.
That was the realest speech we had all day.
I also would like to thank y'all for being here because it speaks volumes to say that to see that you're here because you really want to do something with your life. And I'm gonna come at you with a totally different aspect from what Aaron came at you with. And I was born and raised in the heart of the hard streets of North Philadelphia and came here because something had to change. I'm here to tell you that you don't have any excuse anymore for the life that you want to have for yourself. And the reason why I say that you don't have any excuse anymore because the hard life I had, the dysfunctional family I came from, the lack of support I had in my life, I was in the streets, I was doing the streets, and all that happened with me in my life, I always gave myself the excuse of not wanting to be nothing and not wanting to do anything in my life. But it came a point in my life where enough was enough for me, and I said I have to do something. And I came here actually because my mother was here. I didn't come here to say that I wanted to become the Deputy Director of Public Works. It's just that something happens when you want to change, that you have the desire to change, to say, I want to do something with my life. I done been through all this stuff in my life, and I also had a child at a young age. I was 16 years old. So I'm telling you, through all the things that I've been through, that you don't have any excuse to become whatever it is that you want to become in this life. And I came here and I received a job, you know, and at that time, it was the best job I ever had. I came here, I drove a trash truck. Mm-hmm. And I was overwhelmed. I was like, wow. And then a whole lot of other things started happening for me in my life. And because of that, my desire grew for me to want more in my life. And I was able to buy my own home. I was able to have a family and take care of my family and not have the dysfunctional family that I had when I was a child. I changed the mold. You know, the entire scene changed for me in my life. I was to my daughters what my dad wasn't to me. So you can be the change of your entire generation. You can be the new generation that says that, okay, it starts with me to change the direction of my family for my brothers, sisters, my cousins, my nieces, my nephews, and even aunts and uncles that are not going the direction that they need to be going. You can say it starts here. This is the change in my family and my generations, and it happened for me. And I continue. It's like you know, when you have the desire you start to have the desire to want to be something, and things start to happen for you, and that desire grows. It gains strength, and it's all about it's hard work. It's about hard work. I also want to tell you and I started with nothing. I didn't have anything. I didn't have a GED. I didn't have anything, and I had to go back to school. And I also left school because I had a child, and I was working, and I couldn't go to school like Aaron was just talking about. So I had to make a decision, but I couldn't get no decent job because I didn't have a GED or diploma. So I had to get that. But here I sit today as the Deputy Director of Public Works with all that I've been through in my life. So I'm here to tell you that whatever it is that you have been through in your life, you can be the overcomer to be the change of your family and change the direction of the way that not only you used to see about yourself and your family, that others see. You could be the new light. So You don't have any excuse. You on a path now. You have a desire. If you didn't have a desire, you wouldn't be sitting here. So you have to have a desire, and that's all it takes is a desire. If you have a desire and you can grow off of that desire, you can become anything you want to be. And I know, I was just talking to you outside, and you gave me something like I never heard before, and you know about it. So just that desire and knowing what you know, you can be whatever you want to be. Don't let nobody take that away from you. Because without desire, you become hopeless. With desire, you have hope. As long as you have hope, you have opportunity. And it's not easy. Anything that you snatch up that's easy, believe me, is not worth having. Because there's no work involved for you to say, I'm keeping this. If it's just placed in your lap, it's that easy to be taken out of your lap because you don't have anything to say that you worked for. It is very important to strive and struggle for success because it's more likely that you'll keep it. So I also challenge you that you can do anything that you want to do in your life. And if I can help you in any way to become part of the solution that you're trying to get to, please, I'm gonna leave a couple cards up here. Do not hesitate to call me. Thank you.
That is so real.
Is it Sunday? We in church? Yeah, that's what it feels like. I was like, go on, amen.
Preach.
Preach, yeah, well, yeah. So I know we have a few minutes before you roll. I do want to open up. Thank you both, Dave and Aaron. That was amazing. It was inspirational and encouraging, and it's real. So we have a few minutes for just a handful of questions, and we'll start with Madam President.
Public Works, do you guys, like, you fix the potholes, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, you know how many potholes are in Harrisburg. About how, like, estimated time, like, are you guys eventually, like, do you think in an appropriate amount of time all the potholes will be fixed? Like, how long does it take to fix just one pothole? Like,
Well, you're not one of them calling in every 5 minutes complaining about potholes.
no. No. I don't even have a car. I can care less about the potholes. No, but I'm wondering, like, because I know, okay, we were staying,
Because we was driving yesterday,
address,
too.
North Street?
North 15.
North and 15?
Right.
That whole, you guys fixed that.
It's paid.
So I wanted to know, like, about how long does it take? Like, how long would it take to fix all of Harrisburg's potholes?
It's not like a length of time projects because we were only doing potholes a specific time throughout the year. Now we have the capabilities of being able to do potholes all year round. We just purchased a piece of equipment called a hot box. And with a hot box, even at the coldest temperatures of the winter, as long as you have this hot box, it's called macadam. You can keep the macadam hot so where you're able to use it and you can place it on the street even if the street is freezing. So we have the capacity now to be able to even do potholes in the winter when at one time we had to stop after like October. So we are definitely working on it and we're strengthening our department to be able to do that.
Okay.
All right, so I seen that there is like, just scrolling through Facebook, but they had a video of like, I guess it's new street pavement that can hold up to how much?
800 gallons of water, I
800
think
gallons
it was.
of water. So my question is like, do y'all keep an eye out for different things like that, things that can help keep the streets lasting a little longer? Or
It's
do y'all
like-
just work with what y'all got? 'Cause I guess it
was
I don't
to
even
help
think it's
floods.
out. Yeah,
It was
it's
to
to help
help-
like street
Yeah.
accidents, like when roads get slippery.
It, like,
now
absorbs
it
all the
absorbs the
water.
water so that there's no water on the street. So it keeps
You
the
haven't seen it on
like.
Facebook?
Do y'all look into those type of things, or do y'all just use what y'all have?
No, yes, we do, because we don't keep a lot of the materials on hand. We purchase materials from a company who makes that particular material. Like if you're talking about if they have this new environmental macadam, then what happens is once it's heard about and people find out how to make it, then everyone starts to make it. So it becomes an ideal thing, and just like we go purchase, everyone else go purchase, and then eventually everyone starts using it. Yeah. So anything new, it starts with like it's an experimental project, and you'll have one township use it or one city use it, and then they see that, oh, this works well. So because what you don't want to be is experimental dummy, because what happens is that if this thing, just like you just said, that they talked about hold this capacity of water, but look at the dude, that's the dudes, look at the don'ts about this product. So when people see the don'ts about it, then they say, oh, yeah, it does that, but it holds the water throughout the year, and then it be rising up out of the street. So I'm just using that for an example.
Yeah.
So once you find out that it's a good thing, then more people start making it. It's just like a cell phone. You know, when the new one come out and everybody see that it's good, all other companies start making it, say we can make it cheaper. So, and that happens, and then everyone buy it. So that's what happens with that kind of stuff.
Y'all do street cleaning, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we got a problem because we
I
got a
got
ticket
problem
on the
with that.
street. No, I'm
'Cause-
just kidding.
yeah, I got a break one of them little street cleaning tickets, but the street was not clean.
You want to answer that?
That street was not clean, and I was so mad.
How do street cleaning trucks work? Because I feel like you guys just kind of like just
People
move
find-
the leaves around like that's it.
I said, well,
And I got a fine. I'm not happy.
These are some excellent questions.
That's
These are
$30.
questions. These are common questions that we get almost on a daily basis. Okay. The first thing is, right now you just spoke with the mayor. Okay. We allotted a certain amount of money. Okay. And one thing you learn about in life too, sometimes you don't have this, certain things you're not gonna be able to do. And it's just like in here, just like in our department. We used to have a certain amount of personnel, which we don't have anymore. So there's certain things that we're not gonna be able to accomplish. Like street sweeping, okay, like we come in the morning, we hit that phone, first thing in the morning we hit the phone, we'll see who calls off, okay. So you gotta pencil that in, 3 people call off, okay. And that changed the dynamics of things, how we get ready to do things in the morning, because you got 3 people to call off. You're only starting out with 10 people, so that leaves you with 7, okay. So now when that happens, you say, okay, now I gotta put out the biggest fire. Now, you always gonna pick up trash. Trash is that's our first priority is trash. You can't leave trash shit out there. So we always gotta pick up trash. So if that happens, okay, say 3 people call off from our trash department, that means we gotta pull somebody else from our other department, from highway. That's when you're talking about the street sweepers. So we'll pull somebody from there to cover ourselves in trash. So now, if we don't do the street sweeping, we only can do uptown, but we can't do the hill. So now, what we normally do, might have been one that fell through the cracks, we'll call down here parking enforcement and say, we canceling the hill for street sweeping today, okay? Because we're not gonna get to it because we don't have the personnel to do it. So when we cancel that, you shouldn't have got no ticket or anything like that, because you're absolutely right. If we don't clean the streets, nobody should be issued a ticket, okay? Now, keep in mind now, we do have another, we're City of Harrisburg parking enforcement as far as tickets, but you got standard parking, the one with the meters out there. In some areas, they give out tickets. So that's 2 different things. So what we have been doing is calling them, letting them know not to issue out any tickets also, because it just used to be us in those areas, but now they in these areas also. But the thing about, as far as us, when we come out first thing in the morning, and that's hard for us, because you know the citizens are used to a certain level of service. And rightfully so, we pay taxes. That's what you pay taxes for. And the citizens pay our salaries. Believe it or not, if you didn't know that, that's what happens. You pay our salaries. So you're looking for a service and you want a job well done. But again, you only can do what you're working with. You know what I mean? So there was times when we had those type of numbers of employees, and we could do all of that, and we could do it and do it very well. But when you have budget cuts and things like that, and you have personnel that goes, so when a position, say for instance, he retires, that position becomes froze. I can't hire nobody because of budget reasons, okay? So eventually, you know, we used to have 22 people in one of my departments. You got 8 people now. 8 people versus 22. It's a lot of people that's gone. But then our responsibility hasn't changed. We still have 27 parks and playgrounds with all the responsibilities that we used to have when we had 22. So if you do the math, something's not gonna get done. If you cut the grass, 27 parks and playgrounds, you got all this grass to cut. And if it's raining like it is now, and the weather's changing now, so the grass is slowing down. But if that grass, like in June or July, that thing takes off. So as soon as you cut the grass, in 3 days, it didn't came look like you didn't touch it. So these are the challenges that we face every day. It's just like when you talk about potholes. Well, we should be doing potholes more than we did this year, but we couldn't because we was doing other projects. You know what I'm saying? So we had to put out the biggest fire now. If it's a bunch of potholes or like a hole gonna create where the road's opening up, then we'll stop what we're doing and we have to fix that because that's like emergency situations and stuff. But in a perfect world, we would have a crew out there doing potholes every day if we had the manpower, you know. But we don't have that luxury. What we do is put out the biggest fire because, like I said, trash always gonna have priority to anything that public works do because you can't leave that trash shit out there. That's a environmental hazard.
Well, I seen how fast you guys work on Evergreen. There was a sinkhole that had just started that day, and like the next day I came down Evergreen and it was already fixed. I was like, well, where'd it go?
And see, that was probably that was more so of an emergency issue that we had to really like get on that right away.
Hopefully I don't get no more tickets.
So when did you get that ticket? When did you get that ticket, by the way? Been a while?
I think it went up to 50.
No, when did you get it though?
Like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? Yeah, I gotta make sure you get, let me check it out. Yeah.
Oh,
So on that note, we have time for one more question. I know you had your hand up, and then I'll give the gentleman time for parting thoughts, because I'm looking at the time. I know Mr. Stewart has to roll, and you guys are the ride, so you had one question?
Actually, I had a statement.
Statement, go for it.
It's one of my favorite, it's one of my favorite sayings that actually touches base with what you said, and it's where fear lies is where life is. Anywhere that you feel scared to experience or anything that you really feel, of course, that you know is a positive, but anywhere that you would feel fear in your life is usually where your life would begin. Like that's one
That's
thing.
good.
I
agree. That's good.
It's good. Love to end on that note, on this side, if that's okay, and only because of the interest of time. And keep in mind, I've said it earlier, 9 months, you're going to see us again. We'll be a part of, we're committed to being a part of your journey and your success and your development. So you'll see us, and if you have ideas with police, with fire, with the mayor's office, with public works, talk to Ms. Gigi, Mr. Stewart, involve us, and we'll be a part of that. So, gentlemen, did you want to say anything before you roll?
No, I'm just saying, just stay on task, man. Stay on point. You know what I mean? Like I said, every day ain't a good day, and you're gonna have some trials and tribulations. You're gonna have some struggles, man. It ain't easy. But again, you know what I'm saying? What you want to do is always try to associate yourself around some positive folks. That's it. I mean, just like Dave said, if you need to holler at us, you can holler at us. You know what I mean? Like I said, we just regular guys.
Yes, we are.
Real regular guys. We not caught up on titles. You know what I'm saying? I've just sat in your seat before. That's what I'm saying. You know? I mean, we all one step from grace, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, we sitting okay now, but if we don't maintain and do what we're supposed to do, you're going to lose it. You know what I mean? Just like that. So, but again, if we can do anything, and we mean that sincerely, you know what I'm saying? But just stay positive, and if you want to be successful, you can.
I just want to tell you that, again, you have no excuse. And if you use it as an excuse, don't take it the wrong way, I call it a cop-out. That's it.
Cool. Well, we want to thank Aaron Johnson, Dave West, for their time. Hold your seats, but we want to thank you for coming out. And again, and I've said this, and I've said it in front of the mayor, busiest men in the world, in the city, and probably with the biggest responsibility every single day. They work from Monday morning to Sunday night. That's the truth. That is the absolute truth. Days off, they don't know it. Holidays, they don't know it. And they're afraid of me because if they see me in the hallway, I got a problem, I need this, and they're like, oh, there's Dave, and they turn around. So thanks again, because these guys are the unsung heroes that we forget to thank every single day, because that stuff does not happen by itself. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.